Quick disclaimer, I know this is an old video on an old topic, but it was the first video I ever uploaded, and in the time since I uploaded it, I've learned a considerable amount about video editing. It is time for this video to be updated. Warning, warning, big warning. Women out there, brace yourselves. We are about to go there.
A word of caution. Our top story tonight is graphic. Good evening. I'm Cher Calvin.
And I'm Micah Ullman. The woman called 911. Officers arrived to find her estranged husband bleeding from the groin, and the details only get more gruesome from there. Carolyn Costello live in Garden Grove with the latest. Carolyn?
Micah, investigators say this woman cut off her husband's private part and then put it in the garbage disposal. Investigators were back here on scene again tonight at the couple's home collecting evidence they say could put this woman in prison for the rest of her life. Investigators believe 48-year-old Catherine Q. Becker had a plan that was calculated. They believe she served her husband dinner laced with drugs at their Garden Grove condo last night. When her husband passed out, she tied him to their bed, allegedly cut off his penis with a 10-inch kitchen knife, placed his body part in the garbage disposal, and turned it on. Then she called 911. Sergeant Otto Escalante was one of the investigators on this gruesome scene last night. He says when officers arrived, Becker, whose husband was filing for divorce, answered the door and said only, quote, he deserved it. According to police, Catherine Becker and her 51-year-old husband were together for less than 2 years.
This is a story of mutilation. Mutilation of one human being performed by another human being. Do I hear outcries and anguish? Do I hear sentiments of sympathy? Do I hear calls for justice? Let's find out.
Warning, warning. Big warning. Men out there? What did we put in the water for that? I don't know. Men out there, brace yourselves, because we're about to go there, because this woman... We're about to go there because this woman allegedly did. According to the Orange County DA's office, Catherine Q. Becker is accused of cutting off her husband's penis with a knife, taking his penis and throwing it into the garbage disposal. She's been charged with felony torture and aggravated mayhem. Police say Becker attacked him because he filed for divorce. She's being held. She goes, that'll teach him. She is being held in a California jail while her husband remains in the hospital.
I bet you that those prison guards are wearing one of those, what are those things that footballers wear? Those metal cups.
Oh, yeah, that the athletes wear?
Yes, yes.
Jockstraps. Cups.
Yes. I mean, I don't know the circumstances. I don't know why he filed for divorce. I don't know what was going on between them. However, I do think it's quite fabulous. I mean, can you just imagine that thing whizzing around the disposal? It's like hysterical. But, however, I think I would have just, depending on why she cut it off. I mean, it does depend on the reasons why.
Does it?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
There are rules here, okay?
Yeah, standards. Practice it.
What would be an acceptable reason?
I'll think of one. But I would have just thrown it in the dog's bowl.
Why does a dog have to suffer?
Chewing on an old bone.
Remember the Lorena Bobbitt, the Bobbitt case where
Love her.
she kind of did that
Love
first?
her. I like candles by her picture.
Yeah. You love Bobbitt? Well, at least she didn't put it in the garbage disposal, so they went and they found it in a field somewhere, and they were able to reattach it. But once you put it in the garbage disposal, I guess there's no reattaching that thing.
And also, it's like, was she like, oh, I cut it up, but that's not enough. I'm going to throw it in the garbage disposal.
And then turn it on.
She wasn't satisfied by just cutting it off.
I don't know that there's anything that my husband could do to make me that mad, though.
Oh, I can think of some.
Really?
All right, like what?
No, it's actually not funny. I just said that to be funny. But there are things that I don't want to say because we're laughing about it and it's fun, that I can think of one thing that a man can do that I would consider chopping up his stuff.
Oh my
And
goodness.
what is it?
Cheating.
No, it's not cheating.
No, like I think I got it.
I hear you.
What is it?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like a bad crime kind of thing. But I was also thinking, like, I wonder what their fights were like before this. Like,
That's a good point.
what their fights are like. If you don't take out the trash, I'm going to cut your penis off.
Right, did he see it coming? Were there signs?
But allegedly, there's so much premeditation. There's poisoning the food or drugging him and tying him up. And then when the police got there, she was like, he deserved it. He's in there. That's what she said.
I do want the police.
She did.
Oh, that was nice.
There's something I want to point out, though, not to be like a total buzzkill, but it is a little bit like sexist. Like if somebody cut a woman's breast off, no one would be sitting laughing. Like it's not that right to sit around laughing about it if we think about it.
It's different, though.
It is different.
One's floppy and one just sticks up like that. It's easy to do that.
Some are floppy. Both can be floppy.
No to outrage, no to sympathy, no to empathy. Let's try levity. Well, to err is human, to forgive divine. Let's give them a chance to apologize.
Welcome to The Talk. Last Thursday on the show, we talked about Catherine Q. Becker, the woman making headlines for allegedly cutting off her husband's penis. It was a free-flowing conversation, and we all weighed in.
Well, no, I would like to say something that I do not condone genital mutilation.
You okay, Sharon?
Okay.
Look, you want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay. What I know about Sharon and the ladies at the table is that we really mean no harm when we say things. Sharon is the person who says things, we all laugh, she means no harm by it. So I know that about every one of you. There's no ill intent, but it's not easy doing a live show 5 days a week, and we wish we can say the right thing all the time, but we can't. It's hard. We can't look good all the time. We can't say the right thing. We can't be funny all the time. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have looked at you when I said that. but
Maybe you wanted my comfort because you're not funny all the time.
Yes, I did. Thank you. Thank you for picking me up, sister.
Oh, no, thank you,
you're
Mia.
welcome.
It's just, I do not condone genital mutilation, and I didn't mean any harm by laughing about it, and I'm sorry that I offended people, because that's not my intention or the intention of this show. It's not what we're about.
Exactly.
So I apologize.
Well said.
Thank you.
And thank you for speaking from your heart, Sharon.
Thank you.
All right.
And no to sincerity. But just consider if this man's name was Jack, Charlie, Levi, Rodney, Robinson, or Roman. I dare to think that it might not have been so funny. In fact, I will bet the sympathy, grief, and outcries for justice would have been requisite upon all your fans. This man is a mother's son. Did you or your audience stop to consider this for a moment? Did you consider how you would feel if this were your son? It was all in good fun. Isn't that right, ladies? And there is no harm in a little fun, is there? Is there? And was there finally justice? Not for the man in question, who will carry the mental and physical reminders for life. Not for these ladies, who are still talking. But fortunately, the courts don't have to rely on their empathy.
Orange County woman appeared in court for sentencing this morning. Catherine Q. was convicted of drugging her estranged husband and cutting off his penis. Eyewitness News reporter Christina Salvo joins us live from the Santa Ana courthouse with details. Christina.
Well, Leslie, the judge sentenced the defendant, Catherine Q., to life in prison today. He said in his some 20 years on the bench trying various different murder cases, this was as cold and calculated as a murder. Q was convicted in April of drugging, at the time her estranged husband, tying him up and then cutting off his penis and putting it in the garbage disposal. The couple was married for a year and a half before the crime was committed. Now, the defense told the judge that Q was remorseful for what she had done and asked the judge for probation that the judge denied.
At the very least, we know this particular one can't strike again.
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom.